This is the MMA Takes Podcast. With your host, Brian Petrie.
Feels good to be on the ones and twos with you boys and girls. Listen, great week I've had so far. The compliments, the followers, everything has been flowing. If you haven't heard, now you've heard. Ray Longo knows who I am. He complimented me. And, I don't want to, but I could die a happy man now. You know, it's been a very proud privilege to be on the Anakin Florian podcast. And I never really have said it before. I've always said I've been on. And, you know, because I didn't know how permanent it was. But now I feel like I'm part of the team. This past episode that we did was by far the best, at least I've been a part of. Ray's guy, Aljo, won an amazing fight. Ray was on fire. Kenny and I and John were all flowing. It was a longer show. Incredible. I didn't do a recap. I always recap. Christian, part of the program, loves my recap shows. I love doing them because it's just more like free flowing. I can kind of tell stories. You know, the Pick'em show is all about, you gotta get the picks out. I couldn't do one because the recap we did on Anakin Florian, I couldn't duplicate, I couldn't replicate, I couldn't match. So go check that out. Unbelievable. And I'm just super happy to be and proud to be a part of the team, boys. I'm part of the team. But I still got to handle business on my end. We're going to pick the entire card. I'm going to give you 3 locks, and I'm going to give you the slime ball. Full disclosure, got a lot of candidates for the slime ball. I got my anchor, who I am confident in, my mortal lock, who we'll get to, and I'm flirting with a bunch of other people. Full disclosure. This card is thin. I've already passed one time on the slime ball. I give myself one pass a year. I've already done that with a card previously. Can't do it again. I also break down the Bellator card. I guess we'll do the Bellator card first. Before we do the Bellator card, I'm only going to do 2 fights on the Bellator card. Before we do that, need to, I guess, get something off my chest. You know how we do. This is usually on the recap show, so I got to put this in front of the thing. There's actually 2 things here. We'll go number 1, good news. The other thing, I might go down a negative road. Hopefully not. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's not negative. I just might go on a little bit of a rant. Anyway, good news is I have been requested by several people to sell t-shirts. Do you have merch? Is quite often what I get. Now, usually I would say no. You know, I have said no. And I have had merch in the past. I know you guys are maybe just listening for the first time because of Anakin Florian, just watching for the first time, and I thank you for being here. But I've been doing this podcast for 4 years. I've been around for a little bit. I have sold shirts in the past. No one has really bought them. And now I feel like now that I'm getting a little bit of traction here, people are following me and people like what I'm doing. People hate what I'm doing, whatever the case may be. But a lot of positive messages out there from you guys, which you guys are amazing, and a couple inquiries about shirts. So I decided to make some shirts. There it is, shirts. They're going to be on the screen here. You're going to see them pop up. Shirt number 1 is just going to be a simple logo design, okay? MMA Takes Podcast logo right on the cuff. I'm a simple shirt guy. Comes in gray and black. Then the next one, we got the Slimeball tee. Okay, the Slimeball Parlay. You see Slimer right here on me. I'll talk about that in 2 seconds. Slimeball Parlay, you'll see it on the screen. Nice little shirt, comes in black and white. Get on the train. 6-3 in the year, about to be 7-3 after this week. I guarantee it, baby. I guarantee it. I can't guarantee anything. It says MMA. It's crazy. And then the third shirt, we have the capper shirt. Let you know what you are about. I'm a capper, babe. Okay, that's what I do. MMA Takes logo on the back. 4th shirt, Value Boy. The Value Boys are out. Got to have a Value Boy shirt. If you're a Value Boy, your Team Value Boys, rock this shirt. And then the other shirt's Team Chalk Boys. If you feel like a chalky boy, rock the Chalk Boy shirt. Link will be in the description of the YouTube video. And I'll also share it on my social media, which is MMA Takes Podcast on everything. I feel, I'm terrible at self-promotion. I'm the salesman, if you can call that a salesman, what I just did. The self-promotion's down. I'm not good at it. I don't really like promoting myself. The first time I was on John Anik and Kenny Florian's podcast back in September, I didn't even mention I had a podcast. My handle was MMA Takes Podcast. That's just my handle. But I didn't talk about like what I do. It wasn't self-promotion. I'm bad at it, right? I'm going on their platform. No one wants to hear about fucking me. So now I feel very kind of gross about the whole t-shirt thing. I have been asked by several people, and this is maybe my crazy mind here. I am getting some nice followers on Twitter, some nice exchanges on Instagram. Everything's been fantastic. Want to put out the shirts, but I feel like it might be like people might think it's like a cash grab. Like, oh, this guy's getting a little bit of heat right now. He wants a cash grab, right? I can understand it, right? I get it. Don't buy a shirt. I promise you, I don't need the money. I'm not hurting. I just want to have shirts out for you guys if you want to rock them. If you don't want to rock them, don't do it. You want to buy it to wipe your baby's ass? Do it. You want to do it to put it on a diaper on your dog? Do it, but don't buy it if you don't want to buy it. You know what I mean? And I try to make them as low as possible. The website I was on with the type of t-shirt I got. I like a good t-shirt. I'm a t-shirt and jeans kind of guy, right? So the type of t-shirts I got are very premium. I do not have any, so I don't know. I've had to use printers in the past that I did not like, so I went with this reputable company, Bonfire, and it's supposed to be the best tee they have. So they have a certain price mark with the ink with the designs. I wanted them $20. I feel like, you know what? Not many people are going to want to pay more than $20 for a t-shirt. Couldn't make it $20 because it's like $19.19 to make. They wouldn't let me make it $20. I think a couple of them are $21.99. I think some of them are $24.99. So listen, if you want a shirt, that's dope. If you don't, cool. Either way, we're still friends, right? I think they're pretty cool shirts. Again, doesn't matter. I wanted to share that with you because I have been asked about it, and I think that's good. Now, what this guy right here, the Slimer, I don't know, it's not the best view right here. I'll take a picture of it. Got that off Etsy from Nerdy Wood. Etsy.com/shop/nerdywood808. 8008. Looks like boob. Classic. I like that. Remember boobs on the calculator? Woo! Yeah, so he made that, and it's fucking dope. It's Slimer from the Slimeball Parlay. It's made of wood with LED lights. It is fire, boys. I'll take a better picture of it because it's a little blurred out in the camera. Super dope. Super cool. Okay, let's get into the beef I have. Here we go. So this is kind of extended. Aljo was on Errol's show today. Threw shots at Big John McCarthy. A couple weeks ago, I was blown away when I found out how many followers or subscribers, they have on their show. John McCarthy and Josh Thompson do a show, Weighing In Podcast. I complained because I'm on Team Anik and Florian now. I'm part of the squad. And I'm an avid MMA Twitter. I'm on Twitter every day, MMA Twitter. I follow all the big guns on MMA Twitter. I'm not a big gun. I'm a nobody. But I follow all the big guns. No one talks about this show, right? Some MMA fighting, MMA junkie will clip something John says, and I'll see that. I follow both Josh, or I don't follow Josh, I follow Big John. But a couple weeks ago, I said, how does this fucking show have 100,000 subscribers? No one I know listens to it, right? And Anik is sitting there, Anik and Florian are sitting at 23, 24 subscribers, maybe a little more. I'm like, how do we have a quarter more or less, or a quarter, and they have 100,000? What the fuck is going on, right? I'm blown away by this, right? Because John McCarthy, pioneer, legend, everything, that's all for reffing and setting the rules up or whatever. He'll tell you about it. He'll tell you everything he did. But as a commentator on Bellator, he's dog shit. He is. That's just the way it is, boys. I'm sorry if this is the first time you hear this. He is not good. I have not listened to the podcast fully. I've tried to give it a taste. I do not like Josh Thompson. I think the guy's a creep ball. John McCarthy, to me, is just trying too hard to be in this media space. It's not really his thing. I think he's shitty on commentary, whatever. So my boys, Timbo and Christian, I don't know them super personally. They met me via the podcast. These are avid, degenerate gamblers who found my podcast, liked my cut of my jib, and started following me. Then we became friends because we're like-minded people and they're fucking great dudes. Timbo, or Christian, not as much as Timbo. Timbo listens to everything as well. He's a very, very big podcast heavy. But Christian will listen to any MMA podcast. And I had my little rant on the podcast, and he told me that show stinks. And this is a guy, Christian, who when in our chats, I'll throw shots at some people who have a podcast that I don't like that he may listen to. And he goes, oh, no, they're pretty good. They're pretty good, whatever. He's not like a super negative dude, and he threw a shot at weighing in. So then I'm like, okay. So then on Instagram, this guy hit me up and was like, hey, like the show, listen to the first time. I thought you'd be some super athlete or somebody. You're a nobody. You shouldn't be talking about other podcasts. You shouldn't be talking about shit about other podcasts. So I was going to bring this up a couple weeks ago on the podcast. I decided not to, but now it's more relevant than ever because Aljo went on Big John, and now I'm Team Fuck. I've always been Team Aljo, but now I'm really Team Aljo because Big John was running his mouth about some bullshit. So I responded back like, what are you talking about? Yeah, okay, first off, yes, I am a nobody. That is correct. But just because I'm a nobody doesn't mean I don't have an opinion on a show that's not good. He came back and said, well, I don't watch it either, but I don't feel like you should be talking shit. You're full of yourself and you have an ego. You lost a listener. I won't be listening to you anymore. Okay, cool. Am I full of myself? I can be. Do I have an ego? I sure do. A lot of my humor, self-deprecating, that guy must have missed it. But the most full of your thing that you can do in this world is to message somebody, comment, not even a DM, a comment on a post, message somebody that you don't know, you've only heard one episode, and for you to say, hey, you shouldn't have this opinion because you're a nobody. I couldn't think of a more I'm full of myself thing in the world, right? So it kind of dead aired with that guy. It was whatever. I entertained it for a little bit. But then I got on my PI shit. Then I got on my private investigator type shit. And I go, let's dig into this because now I'm part of the team. Now I've always been Ride or Die Anik and Florian. It's been my favorite MMA podcast even before I was on it. It will continue to be if they fire me. I mean, I'm not hired or whatever, but if they get rid of me, it'll still be my favorite. John Anik's the man. Kenny Florian's the man. OG, love both of them. Cody Merrill's a great guy. So I go, okay, 100,000 subscribers. That seems like a lot, right? In Morning Combat with Luke Thomas and Brian Campbell, they do crazy numbers. Brendan Schaub did crazy numbers, right? I get the Schaub thing because he's got kind of fuck boys that like him. I don't love Brendan Schaub, but he's got his audience. I get it. He's kind of a cooler guy in the MMA space. He's doing something a little different. He's not these fucking nerds like Luke Thomas who say these big words that make people not understand what the fuck he's saying. I do like Brian Campbell. But they've been in forever. So, okay, they have an audience. But why the fuck does weighing in have 100,000 subscribers? I go to Big John's Twitter, 128,000 followers. Very respectful. Huge. Josh Thompson, 57,000 followers. Okay. Instagram, basically the same numbers. I think Big John maybe had like 3 or 4 more on Instagram. Still about 131,000. Josh Thompson, same thing. Either 60 more or whatever, right? So they're right around the same ballpark. 100,000 subscribers. No one on MMA Twitter talks about them. No one recommends this show, but they got 100,000 subscribers. So I go to John Anik, right? I look at his followers, 300,000 change, right? Low 3,000s, 310, let's say, right? Kenny Florian, 301,000. So they literally, one of them has more followers than Big John and Josh Thompson combined. But yet the Anik and Florian podcast only has 25-ish K, and they got 100,000 subscribers. Bullshit. That is bullshit. Showtime. Someone's fluffing something there. Those are fake numbers, baby. You're pushing out fake numbers, and I'm calling on your shit. There's no fucking way when I'm on MMA Twitter all hours of the day getting yelled at by the wife and not a peep of weighing in comes up, and they got 100,000 subscribers. Bullshit. They got the Showtime monster behind them, buying views, buying comments, getting the engagement up. No one gives a fuck about Bellator. Bellator's blown it. Scott Coker's blown it. Yet this podcast has 100,000 subscribers? And you're going to come at me on Instagram because you think my opinion, I'm a nobody, my opinion shouldn't matter? I am a nobody, but baby, this is America. This is United States of America. I can have an opinion if I'm a nobody or not. So fuck that guy. Fuck weighing in. Who's listening to this shit? What the fuck? All right, let's get to some picks. God damn, I'm hot. I'm sweating. I got lights on me. It's hot in here. Something just happened to my computer. Oh, it turned dark. Okay, it's dark out. Whew. Let me take a drink. Before I do this. So, real quick, Bellator lines. I love AJ Mckee, even though he keeps bringing up coming to the UFC and beating Volkanovski. I kind of like what he's doing. Apparently, he has not signed a contract with Bellator. He's on the championship clause. He's fighting Pitbull again. First time around, Rock Pitbull choked him out. Controversial, whatever. I think I'm under the belief that Pitbull's a little bit overrated. AJ Mckee minus 335. I think you could put as many shekels as you want. I think the kid's special. I think he's very good. I think he's very confident. I like him to win. I also like Aaron Pico a lot, but he's minus 900. Maybe go for a finish on that one. But I also like the second title fight, Corey Anderson, plus 145, a guy I've talked a lot of shit about. He's going around saying he's better than the champion now as he beat Glover back in the day. But then it's like, but you've also lost to some scrubs or whatever. I'm biasy aside over Corey Anderson, who's run his mouth. He's getting paid good money over there. He's done really well in Bellator. Plus 145 is a nice number for him against that Russian. He's a good wrestler. Corey Anderson stand-up's getting better. As long as he doesn't get clipped, because he has been put out before, I think we're good, baby. So parlay AJ Mckee and Corey Anderson in Bellator, which is Friday night. Decent little card. But Bellator, you're dropping it. UFC was blank a couple weeks ago. Why didn't you put that on then? I think the PFL, which is coming back, I mean, I know they've had the Challenger Series, but their full-time tournament stuff is coming back next Wednesday. My boy Don Madge is fighting. I'm more excited about that card than I am Bellator. So Bellator's got this machine behind them, but that machine must be fucking broken because it ain't working. All right, here we go. These lines I got yesterday. It's been a very, very crazy busy day. I want to do this in a day, but what we're going to do. First fight of the night, Hai Liangtong. Finally, this fucking guy's talking fights, huh? Hai Liangtong. Minus 170 versus Kevin Kroom, plus 150. Hai Liangtong's going to win this fight. Minus 170 is respectable. This guy's fought some really good competition in the UFC so far. I mean, look at his UFC. Dana Baccarat, who's a fucking power puncher, who I think that might have been Dana's only loss besides what he just did in Columbus. Winning decision with him looked pretty good. Ryan Benoit, kind of a trickier guy, kind of got a weak record, but he is a pretty good grappler, kind of a tricky guy. Split decision win over that. Looked pretty good. Looked pretty good in the Casey Kenny fight. Casey Kenny was career best in that fight. They were banging out on the feet, and Casey Kenny just put a pace on him he couldn't do. And then draw was Gustavo Lopez, who I'm very high on. Kevin Kroom came in the UFC, won by knockout, got busted for weed, fight overturned, hasn't won a fight since. Plus 150. I see some people flirting with him because of the number. I just don't trust him. I think he's very inconsistent. I think he's I don't want to throw the J word around. I don't want to throw it around, but I think I'm going to have to. He's a journeyman at this point. I mean, what is his record? 21-14 or something like that. Tough dude, scrappy dude, cool. I wish you the best. Kids crying in the background. But no, Hai Liangtong, I think, is just more skilled and a rare. Is he Mongolian or is he Chinese? Because I've mixed up that before. So he was fighting out of Inner Mongolia, China. So I'm so stupid. He's from China, though, right? Because Mongolian has a different flag, right? But Hai Liangtong's going to win this fight, minus 170. I think you could flirt with that. He's not a Slimeball Parlay, but I am fairly confident in that. That is something that I probably will bet straight up. Sam Hughes, Slam Page, plus 175 versus Estela Nunes, who is a minus 210 favorite without a UFC win. They're really disrespecting our girl Slam Page here. However, Estela Nunes looked very good in their Honor Carlosi fight, who is bricked up. That girl could crush me with her bicep, probably. Apparently, USADA's been chasing around. I don't know the deal with that. But she looked pretty good to Estela Nunes. Fought Angeli in the 1FC. Angeli's a fucking beast. Got some good names on her record. Whether they're wins or losses, doesn't matter. Good wins. Slam Page, 5-4. What are we going to do with you, Sammy Hughes? Where's she? So, Everett Washington, the Catalyst MMA, Eddie Grant's her head coach. She's not super young. She's 29 years old. Doesn't have a win in the UFC yet. Was an LFA girl. Man, I can't get out of my head the Tisha Torres stoppage. I know Torres is a beast, but I just can't get that out of my head. So I like Estela Nunes here. She is actually Slimeball candidate number 1. I think I've learned my lesson on not betting women's MMA because my Slimeball lost last week going Torres, even though I thought she won the fight. but I'm addicted to it because I think that's a good line, minus 210. She's never won in the UFC yet, so I think we're getting her at a pretty good price. I think she's very good. They're matching her up well with Slampage here. Give me Nunes here, probably by decision. She could stop it maybe, but I like by decision as well. If you don't want to play money line, that decision prop. Let me pull it up for you here. Decision prop on Slampage and Estela Nunes. The line's going up a little bit, minus 220. The over 2.5 is minus 260. And then Estela Nunes win by decision is minus 110. So, yeah, I mean, you're going to improve your price a little bit if you take Estela by decision, but why risk it? It's MMA. Anything can happen. Sam Hughes is like, I exploded in the Tecia Torres fight, and Estela Nunes, I think, is and I'm probably mispronouncing your name. I apologize. But she's going to win this fight. Slimeball candidate number 1. All right, next up, Trey Ogden. He is a minus 130 favorite versus Jordan Levitt. This fight, who is a plus 110. This fight is giving me pause all over the place. Trey Ogden, James Krause guy. A lot of wins by submissions, a tricky vet here. Jordan Levitt is now a plus 115 underdog. He's moved up a little bit. Listen, if you look at Trey Ogden's record, right? Okay, so he's 15-4. Glory MMA, right? But Thomas Gifford. Do you guys remember Thomas Gifford? Gifford. It's the guy that Mike Davis almost killed in the UFC. Big, tall, long, dumb face guy. This is what he is. He's got a dumb face. Submitted this guy twice with a guillotine, both in the first round. He didn't learn his lesson. Then Nick Brown got him rear naked choke back in 2019. The guy's been submitted before as a point. He has good submissions. He seems like a kill or be killed kind of guy. Looked up tape on him. I'm not like crazy overly impressed. Jordan Levitt, the problem is I'm not really overly impressed with Jordan Levitt either. He gets caught staring at times. He's very good on the ground. His stand-up's a work in the progress. He's going to maybe force it to the ground. Everyone kind of jumped on his dick a little bit when he slammed Matt Wyman into retirement. Who fucking cares? He looked pretty good his last time out. Got a submission win. I like him at the dog price here. This might be my first underdog here. Now I like him at the dog price. I think he's
send him home. Send him home early.
I think he's catching a neck, boys. He's catching a neck or an arm or something. I like this kid by submission for sure. I like him at the plus money by submissions plus 350. I think that's your bet right there. Decisions plus 350 as well for Jordan Levitt. But yeah, Trey Ogden by submission is plus 275. If you're on the opposite side, I definitely go by submission Trey Ogden. But Jordan Levitt gets a bad rap. People think he's gay, he twerks or whatever. He's, whatever. Do you, bro? Let's win this fight, man. So, yeah, that's my first dog pick. Plus 110, buy sub, plus 350. My send him home on the night, Jordan Levitt. Let's get it. Next up, Chris Barnett versus Martin Booty. Barnett, Huggy Bear, plus 185, and Booty is a minus 225. I would pronounce it Buddy. Hey, Buddy. Kind of like how Michael Bisping says Buddy, but it's Booty, I believe. Minus 220, so the line is kind of staying here. Here's my big rub, okay? I don't like debuting heavyweights at all. I don't like debuting heavyweights coming off the Contender Series. I don't like debuting heavyweights with kind of a weak record. I don't like debut heavyweights that doesn't meet my eye test. I've watched this guy fight. I think he's very average. However, Chris Barnett, he's a fun guy, but he's not UFC level. He should be doing the freak show fights in Japan. His time had passed. The guy's 5'9", couldn't make 265. He's 35 years old, which isn't crazy old for the heavyweight division. But if you go back and you look at the Ben Rothwell fight, he couldn't get up off his back. He got guillotine choke. Ben Rothwell stinks. And this dude just could not do anything with Ben Rothwell. John Vellante, wheel kick knockout. That's a fun highlight. That's a great highlight. Let's all fucking revel in the highlight and the fat guy celebration. I'm here I'm all for it. Let's go. But that doesn't win you fights, and I don't think it's going to win him this fight. I like Booty. Slimeball candidate number 2 here. Again, I don't love it, though, because, listen, his only loss to Juan Esposito, fights in the UFC. Oh, Juan Esposito, the most interesting man alive. And all his wins, I think, are by stoppage. Yeah, so he's got one win, his debut. It just says win in the Slovak Republic. They just go, he won. How did he win? It don't matter, he won. Every other fight is by finish. He finished in the Contender Series over Lorenzo Hood, who's just a big, powerful, bricked up, heavy sledgehammer kind of guy. Not the most technical guy in the world. Give me Booty. Slimeball candidate number 2, minus 225. After that breakdown, I kind of maybe convinced myself to take Bude in the Slimeball, but we'll find out at the end of the show, won't we, guys? Won't we? All right. Rafi Garcia, minus 120 versus Jesse Ronson, who is plus 100. And I think this line has moved. It might be a straight pick 'em. And yeah, I mean, it's moved a little bit. Ronson does not have the plus next to his name, minus 105, minus 115, Rafi Garcia. Here's my dilemma, guys. I don't like either guy all that much. I think Rafi Garcia came in on short notice, looked pretty durable against Nasrat Haqparast. I went heavy on him in the Grussmacher fight, thinking Haqparast pieced this dude up. He wasn't going anywhere. Everyone that trains with him says how strong he is. I'm like, oh, he's not fucking going anywhere. Fade him in the Grussmacher fight. Grussmacher just pieces him up. The guy gasses out, looks terrible. Come back, Natan Levy. I'm like, Natan Levy's kind of got an awkward style. Maybe want to take it to the ground. Pieces up Natan Levy. And it's like, what do I do with this guy, right? He's got some good wins outside the UFC. He was undefeated before he came in the UFC. Some decent wins in Kabata. And you can't get a read. He's 1-2 in the UFC. What do you do with this guy? Then you enter Jesse Ronson, who I believe this is his second stint in the UFC. Yeah, he came in the UFC back in 2013. Lost 3 in a row, but he fought some tough dudes. Michel Pereira, Francisco Trinaldo, Kevin Lee. Battled back, fought everywhere, has some ugly losses, went on some nice wins, but came in, rocked Nicholas Darby, finished him, which is very tough to do, but got busted with some kind of steroid, weed, whatever. Who cares, right? Entering him now, 21-10. The J word is getting close to my mouth. I might say the J word, but I'm not. But I don't like him at the underdog price here. I mean, I know he's minus 105. Give me Rafi Garcia. I don't love it. I don't know how the fight's going to end. I think probably decision. Ronson's been finished before. Rafi Garcia is not. So maybe Garcia, powerful guy. I think Ronson's going to have trouble getting him to the ground. He's going to fade a little bit. Garcia, listen, man. This is your last chance with me, dude. Okay? If you fade, I'm going to bet you. And I'm not only picking you, I'm betting you. You're not going to be in a parlay. You'll be straight up. I'm not a fucking maniac. But, Garcia, if you fuck me on this, man, okay, get it together. This is a winnable fight for you. You opened as the favorite. You can win this fucking fight. Let's do it. All right, next up, Jakar Close. God, that's Cologne. Jakar Noir. Minus 600 versus Brandon Jenkins. Plus 435. Biggest favorite on the card. I've had 630 now is what Jakar Close is. What is he by finish? By knockouts, plus 110. So you're going to get a better number at plus 110. Vegas thinks it's probably going to go to decision as well. I don't think Jakar Close is going to win by submission. Plus 150, right? Brendan Jenkins is a guy, again, he came up on short notice his last time out against Zhu Rong. And Zhu Rong wronged him. Knocked him out in the third round. He didn't look great leading up to that, but he's got some fucking ugly goddamn losses on his record. Austin Tweedy. I don't like that loss. That was back in 2015. He hasn't been a pro for all that long. Rear naked choked Austin Levy, right? And then he's got Damian Hill 11-5. Average dude, right? He's got Jeff Peterson 7-4. Split decision. Could have went either way. Robert Wheatley 9-1. I actually don't know who this guy is. I'm going to check him out. Okay, 12-3. This guy's got a decent little record to him, huh? Still in the PFL. He's lost Will Brooks and Chris Wade. Okay, so he's not doing great at the high level. But then this is the one that gets me. Mike Breeden, who's fought in the UFC and has been absolute garbage. Flying knee knockout, third round. That scares me here. Jacob Kilbourne. He knocked Jacob Kilbourne out in the first round, which, was a highlight over there in PFL. I'm going to go Jakar Close here. I'm going to go by finish as well. I'm going to go by knockout as well. Let's see what the over-under is on rounds. Over 2.5, under 2.5. I like the under. I like the under. Oh, God, I don't know. Jakar Close by knockout is what I'm going. I'm not touching the over-under. Plus 110. Get a better under number. Minus 600 is crazy for a guy that got hurt by getting pushed, right? And then Helwani and all these other media members acted like Jeremy Stevens hit him with a chair. The dude got pushed and got like whiplash. How long has he been out? He's been out he's been out for 2 years. Supposed to fight Jeremy Stevens. I know COVID was in there. Supposed to fight Jeremy Stevens a year ago in April. He's been out for a year because he got pushed at a weigh-in and got whiplash. I mean, is that not soft serve ice cream? Am I just crazy? What is happening? This is a professional fighter. Lena Landsberg, let's move on. 10-5, she's a plus 330 underdog versus Pani Kazad. 15-6, minus 435. Don't know why I read those records there. I get mixed up at times. This is kind of a who cares fight. Both women fighting kind of Sweden. Old vet versus young gun. Both not impressive records. Both never really impressed me in the UFC. My gut tells me to go the dog, but I think Landsberg is kind of over the hill. So I'm going to go Pani Kazad. This is going to be a no bet for me. If you must bet it, if you're a degenerate like me and you must bet it, over 2.5 is minus 385. You could parlay that with something else. A prop only. Do not parlay props with money line. That is an MMA Takes rule. Do you, right? I'm not going to tell you to bet. Everyone bets differently, but I don't parlay props with money line. So if you're going to parlay that with another prop like Chris Barnett being fat or something like that, right? I mean, you know what I mean? As a fat guy, I can say that. I'm allowed making fat jokes. It's the privilege I get. But yeah, give me Pani Kazad. I mean, again, I just don't care too much about that fight. Like the over number, like it going to the decision, but yeah, I don't care. Next up, Devin Clark, who is a minus 170 favorite versus William Knight plus 150. Just saw William Knight benching 500 pounds. That was a real thing. That fucking happened. Huh? Devin Clark's got a secret weapon, though. He's got his dad. His dad's in his corner hollering, hooting, hollering, yelling. I love that. Devin Clark's actually fought the better competition. He's coming off a 2-fight losing streak. Anthony Smith, Ian Kutalaba, got his shit busted in one of those fights. Can't remember. I think it was a Kutalaba fight. So he's coming back with that nasty injury. Very awkward fighter. Likes to wrestle heavy and awkward striking, and he wants to be on you, and his cardio is pretty good. William Hill, coming off a Maxim Griffin loss. Max Griffin, completely opposite fighter. Wants to stand with you, can grapple a little bit, wants to keep you at distance, William Knight is looking for that big shot, right? Don't think he's going to get it here. I think Devin Clark is going to smother him with wrestling, with chain wrestling, with just pressure all over the place. I like Devin Clark here, not a crazy amount. I like him by decision. I think William Knight, I mean, we've seen it in fights before. He gets against the Donghoon Jun. Donghoon Jun took him down. He's got nothing off his back. As long as Devin Clark does not do anything stupid on the feet, because this guy is powerful. He benches 500 fucking pounds. I like him here at this number, and I like Devin Clark to win by a decision. This is a heavyweight too, by the way. I forgot to mention that. This is not 205. This is heavyweight, boys. Big boys. Doesn't want he's benching 500 pounds. But give me Devin Clark. Thick. That boy's thick with that lower body. Munor Lazez, I'm mispronouncing his name, getting a short notice opponent here. Minus 220 is the line I got versus Ange Lusa. 8-2, coming off a win like a week or two ago against John Howard, where he just fucking laid on him the whole time. Had a contender series fight against Doc Della Milena and got pieced up, but showed some heart. Like that, he's taking this fight on short notice here. The weight cut to 170 might be a problem because he is a pretty bricked up dude. Munor Lazez, this is a guy that got signed to the UFC because Dana White's son's friend, solemn fight. Dana said, this kid's good. Comes in, fights Abdulrak Hassan. Looks great, wins a decision, and then just completely legs an egg against Worley Alvarez, who is average at best. I was high on Lanez. I thought he looked great. He's huge. He went to Vegas. He's in Vegas for this training camp. Left Dubai. Like he's in Vegas. A lot of rave reviews about him in that training room. That training room out in Vegas is absolute killers. So I like him in this fight. I don't like him at minus 220. I feel like that line's going to go up a little bit. I think if he can stop Angel Lusa's takedowns, I think he'll be okay. I think Lusa just took John Howard down a bunch of times, and I think he's going to have the same game plan. But he did that like literally a week ago. I don't know if he can do another 3 full rounds with a big, tall, lanky guy like Lazez, who takedown offense isn't probably great, but he's working on it, and he's going to at least make Lusa work. I actually like Lusa as an underdog's play here for most people. I'm not going to take that. I like Lanez. This might be a pass for me. I don't know, because I really fucking thought I had something with him when he fought Worley Alvarez, and he just completely leg and egg, gassed out, had a bad performance. I think he got finished, right? Is my memory that bad? Yeah, he got finished. Yeah, kicks to the body. That's right. Round 1. What a fucking chomp. No, I think the kid's talented. I do. I like that he got to Dubai, and this is a short notice fight for Lusa. Give me Lanez or Lazez, but if you're a value boy, I mean, shit, boys. Angel Lusa's a nice little number next to his name. Could ground this fight. Could put him down. Next up, Pat Sabatini versus Tj Laramie. Pat Sabatini is 450. Tj Laramie plus 340. And boys, I'm locking him up. That's the sound. Mortal lock. Pat Sabatini. Book it. This kid I faded him twice already. Pick Jamal Emmers against him. Jamal Emmers knocking him around, heel hook. Pick Tucker Lutz against him. Dominated Tucker Lutz. Philly tough. This kid is the real fucking deal. I'm all in on Pat Sabatini. I think he's a real deal. That Philly gym is producing fighters left and right. He is a huge favorite at minus 490. We got to work that price away a little bit. Knockout over Tj Laramie plus 600? Probably not. Submission plus 175 and then decision plus 120, all for Pat Sabatini. You could probably play both, sprinkle both. I'm leaning submission. I think he can catch Laramie with submission. I feel like I'm picking on Canada because I picked against Ronson, didn't have much good things to say about him. Picked against Tj Laramie, and I don't think Tj Laramie's that great. Apparently he's a good guy. A lot of Canadian cappers know and like this guy. One other contender series, lost his debut by submission to Derek Minner, but that's Minner's fucking move, is to pull your fucking head off. He's been knocked out once. Vince Murdoch got him a split decision a million years ago. Yeah, so Sabatini's a beast on the ground, though. I like finish, and I think Sabatini, since he didn't finish Lutz, is going to want to go for that. And I think he will, and I think he'll get it. That's my prediction. Sabatini lock, Mortal lock, Slimeball candidate number 3, Pat Sabatini. Philly tough, baby. Philly tough. Mariah Brule Silva, minus 450 heavy versus Yanan Wu, plus 340. Don't know why this fight is so high up on the fucking card, if I'm being honest with you. Bruno Silva is a wonderful talent, but I don't think she's like anything crazy special. Don't know why this is on the main card. Again, lost to Manny Ferraro last time out. Draw against Montana De La Rosa. Only good win was a UFC debut against Jillian Robinson. She's got a win over Maria Barella, but who the fuck doesn't? And then Yanan Wu comes in. I don't think she has a UFC win. Lauren Mueller, she's got one win. Lauren Mueller by armbar. Who? And then she's coming off 2 losses. Very undersized. I'm at a loss for why this is on the main card and so high up. You could bump up Devin Clark, William Knight. They always like the big boys. This fight kind of stinks. Give me Silva. Give me the chalk. She's going to win probably by decision. Ain't touching it. I ain't betting this. If you come out to me and say, hey, Silva by knockout was the play, you missed it, I'll give you props. I'll shake your fucking hand. Because I did miss it. I'm not looking too deep into this fight. I think it's a mismatch. I think Wu is undersized at 135. I think Bruno Silva's felt the better competition, and I think she's going to get it done here. She might maul her and finish her, great. But, I don't know why this is so high up on the card. All right, next up, Andre Filo, plus 150 versus Miguel Baez, minus 175. Line a little off, in my opinion. Filo lost his debut, but is a legit dude. Lost to Michelle Pereira, who is an absolute stud. Miguel Baez, a young kid that a lot of people have hyped up. I was hyped on him a little bit. Liked what he did, but he's coming off 2 losses. I believe 2 losses, right? He got a decision and a finish. Yes, so Santiago Ponce, he got decision, and then Chaos Williams knocked him out in that 3rd round. Besides that, he was perfect. Coming to MMA Masters, I feel like he's really good. He's a young kid, and he took those losses bad. The Chaos Williams loss in particular, the decision loss, sits with this kid. I know it. I follow him on social media. He's training hard. Feels a pressure guy. He's good on the ground, but he's wanting to stand up with you. He wanting to put you, want to put pressure on you. Wants to put you against the cage. Wants to take you down. Wants to fuck you up, right? He's not flashy, right? By the way, Chris Curtis beat him. No big deal. But Miguel Baez likes to keep distance, throw nice leg kicks, straight punches. Chin, maybe a little bit of an issue. We've seen him rock before. Matt Brown dropped him. Ponzinibbio hurt him. Chaos Williams knocked him out. Baez also very good on the ground. So I think they cancel each other on the ground. It's really going to be a matter of what style wins. Is it going to be the pressure or is it going to be the distance? I like Baez here. I like him at minus 170. I'm backing talent. I think he's a young, talented kid that has got a chip on his shoulder. I can't see a guy as good as Miguel Baez losing 3 in a row. I could be wrong, but it's a Slimeball candidate number 4. I like Miguel Baez in this spot, minus 170. Let's see what the line, if it's moved at all. I like this fight to go to decision too. Both guys are studs. So Miguel Baez minus 170. Everything stayed the same. Over 1.5, minus 185. I like that. And Baeza by decision plus 275. I like that as well. He can catch Fio with something. He's Baeza's got submissions. He's got knockout power, but I don't think Fio Chris Curtis TKO'd him with punches to the body, which set that up, and then finished on the ground. And then Chidi Njoku knocked him out in round 1 early. So other than that, he's never been finished. He's a pretty durable guy. Don't know if Baez has that one punch KO power. It could be a cumulative, could be leg kicks. But I like him to win a decision here. I like him to win again. Slimeball candidate number 4. And at the end, I'll give you the goddamn Slimeball. All right, co-main event. Cal Barrello. Cal Barrello. Cal Barrello plus 120 versus, goddamn it, I should have practiced his name. Here we go. Doing it live. Fuck, we'll do it live. Gaziev. Omar Garcia. I'm going to say Omar Garcia versus Cal Barrello. Both coming off Contender Series. Never fought in the UFC yet. Barrello fought twice in the Contender Series. He's now a plus 105 because money's coming in on him. The Russian fought in the Contender Series as well. So we'll start with the Russian, Omar Garcia, coming out of the Golden Team, Moscow Rush. He's not a Dagestani guy. He isn't an overwhelming grappler. He does have some good punches on the feet, good knockouts. But look at the guys he's beaten. Up until 2017, he was fighting nobodies. He's got a choke win, refusal to fight. Marto Souza Campi just said, nah, dude, fuck this guy. I ain't fighting him. That could be a bad deal right there. But his Contender Series, he won really quickly. Not really quickly. Won with a knee bar on the ground. Showed some slickness off his back. He fought Jancy Silva, who I think is not all that great. I feel like that was a setup win for the Russian. Then you get Cal Barrello. The Fight Nerd is what I think is, or Fighting Nerds is affiliation. Bro, you are a ripped up, good-looking Brazilian guy with a neck tattoo. Just because you wear glasses doesn't mean you're a nerd. If you jerk off to anime porn, then you're probably a nerd and kind of a weirdo, but you're a hunky dude. You ain't a nerd. What are we talking about here? But I think the guy's really good. I picked him against him on the Contender Series. I thought Aaron Jeffrey was going to do good things on that. He stomped Aaron Jeffrey. And then he came back and beat up Jesse Murray. Kind of stinks. But I think this kid's good. I think his takedown defense is pretty good. He's working on his grappling. Johnson Almeida was his grappling match back in 2020, and he lost by decision. Johnson Almeida is a fucking brute in the UFC right now. A brute at 205. I like Barrello here at the underdog play. Listen, I'm going against a Russian, which you don't ever win. This isn't a Dagestanian. This isn't guy. I mean, he can grapple. I don't think he's going to try to grapple fuck Barrello. I think he's going to try to stand up with him. I think Barrello's going to control the pace, has a little more pop in his punches, and I think he's going to be able to go the distance a little bit. He's in Vegas training. Again, that room in Vegas right now is fucking studs. You got Strickland, you got Curtis, you got Barrello, you got fucking Lanez, all in the same, not on the same card, but all got fights coming up. And I like the Fight Nerd here. Got it. I don't like calling him that, but I like him. Plus 120 is what I had him at. Didn't place a bet, but I like him. I like him at that number at plus 105. Any kind of plus. I like him even if he jumps into the minuses. I think this is a good fight for him. It's kind of weird. It's a co-main event, kind of a thin card, I guess. 2 debuting Contender Series guys. Cool. They're gonna probably have a good fight, but not that great. All right, Vicente Luque versus Bilal Muhammed. I'm the dog, the big bad dog. Boom. Yes. So I already gave this pick on the Anakin Florian. But if you don't know, now you know. I pick him Bilal Muhammad. I think his grappling is just going to be too much for Luque. I think he's going to win by decision. He could pull out a submission late, but Luque is just so fucking tough and durable. I don't know if that's going to happen. Bilal Muhammad by decision is plus 275. Well, like maybe a little bit of a juicier number. By submissions, 10-1. That's not crazy either. It's my daughter's bedtime. She is howling in the back, just howling. And these lights are making me hot. It's the type of weather in Cincinnati right now where it's like 60 outside, 74 in the house. I got these lights on me. You know what I mean? I don't sweat on my armpits, so no armpit sweat. But man, your boys are roasting like a bone here. All right, let's land this motherfucking plane. All right, Bilal Muhammad, dog lock. You got that. Motor lock, Pat Sabatini. Send him home, Jordan Levitt. Those are my 3 locks, right? Now, what you could do, and I don't give this out because my send them homes have been a little weak. My dog locks have been a little weak. And my motor locks are usually fucking money. But what you could do is and I might do this, you could take all my locks, put them in a parlay as well, right? And if you don't like Jordan Levitt, you can put Jordan Levitt. Since I'm picking him, send him home, You can do submission. You can do props. You can do whatever. You can mix money line and props if you want. Again, your betting style. I'm just trying to give you a guideline and you figure it out your own. Do you guys. Do you. But you could do the 3 locks. I'm confident in all of them. That gives you some nice little money here. All right, so we're going to build this motherfucker right now because I do not have the number of what the slime ball would be. Lost last week, 6-3 on the night. Or 6-3 on the year. Gonna go to 7-3 right here. Got Pat Sabatini. That's 1. That's my guy, number 1. Oh, man. Who else are we going to go with? All right. You know what? We're going to go Estela Nunez, number 2. Sorry, Slam Page. Number 3, and I hate doing this. It's between Buddy, or Miguel Baez. I just don't like Chris Barnett. Give me Booty. That's a 3 Slimeball Parlay at plus 148. Man, you know what? Baeza, if you add Baeza plus 178, you're not getting the 200s. I'm going to stick with Booty. Man, I'm really going against myself here. Middling heavyweights, debuting heavyweights, but I'm going with the favorite. Estela Nunez doesn't have a win in the UFC, even though I think she's extremely talented. Going with her. Women's MMA is unpredictable, but the fucking lock it down of all locks is Pat Sabatini. So that's the slime ball. It's a little weak this week. We need to get a win here. I'm going to post all my other bets as well. I might do something. Well, maybe not Friday night because Bellator's on, but I was going to maybe do something, stream a little bit more, do something more. I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm talking out of my ass. All right, listen. I'm sweating through my shirt because it's hot as fuck in this little office. Follow me on all social media, MMA Takes Podcast. On IG, on Twitter, whatever. You guys are awesome. You guys are killing it. See me on the Anakin Florian podcast as well, pretty much every week, assuming. Yeah, I talked about the t-shirt. Rate and review. We have 51. Let's get to 60, guys. Apple Podcast, rate and review. That'd be dope. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, MMA Takes Podcast. This is what you're watching this on. Hit that subscribe button and rate and review, or I don't think you can review, but rate on Spotify. Whatever you do, whatever your fucking jam is, baby. All right, that's the show. You guys are beautiful. Let's win some fucking money. Let's go. Woo!